Nadine, take one.
Hi, I'm Nadine. I'm 33 years old and I'm from Cape Town. Who am I, you ask? I am a very extroverted person. I'm a big socialite. I love people. And I think in the last few years, I've just done things, not crazy things, but I've like tried everything. No, I'm lying. I've tried a few things. When I turned 30, I started running. And that kind of taught me a lot of discipline in my 30s. I learned how to show up for myself confidently. I wear it every day in my personality, in the way I dress, in my style, when I go to work, when I'm at home. The same person that goes to bed, the energy that I have when I go to bed, I wake up with the same energy. I go to work with the same energy. I enter my friend circles with the same energy. So people don't really know whether there is an off day because they just like, you are always just like on the go all the time. And that's just who I am. So I try to, I just live my life, with lots of energy, whether I radiate good energy, whether I tell my story to people, whether I'm talking to friends or colleagues, giving them advice or, just telling them, my life lessons. Not that there were many, but, I try to always help people. I think I've got actually the energy of a 3-year-old as a 33-year-old. Almost 33. That will be like I'm 1 month out of being 33. And I've realized also I like to do hard things. I ran 34 kilometers this morning. I hiked for 5 days last year. That was a total of 55 kilometers. I find being outside is what excites me. Being inside is very boring. I do like the stillness. I can also be very loud when I have time. It's usually like Nadine, your volume, like I get very excited and then I'll just like start going louder and louder and louder. And that's just who I am.
Have you always been like that, Nadine?
Always. And I think when I turned 30, I was very like, it's make or break. It's like the next 10 years, I've only got this 10 years. And if I don't start early, being like making the right decisions and being very intentional and staying disciplined at everything that I do, then I'm going to fall off. And so far it's been good. And like when I feel like a lot of people, everyone is always struggling. Everyone has a story to tell. And I have different kinds of people in my corner. I have younger friends. I have older friends. I have a friend that was recently diagnosed with cancer. I have another friend struggling. And I find that my energy puts me in all these people's lives for different reasons. And each of them, my relationship with each of them is also different because I'm for the people. I love people. Like I'm alive when I'm around people. It's the one time where I really feel like it's the place where I'm just like myself.
So you were talking about like the energy that you go to bed with is the same energy when you wake up.
Yes.
Is it like a conscious thing when you wake up to be like, okay, today I'm going to be like this? Or is it just... It's just there.
It's just there. Like sometimes I'm like, what the heck? It's 4:30. Why are you jumping around? Like, are you actually serious? Like, I don't know where it comes from. A coffee doesn't wake me up. I can't do caffeine. I start shaking the moment I drink coffee. So I'm like, water. Give me water in the morning and that's it. And I can go a day with the water and one with like, how many cups of coffee? 0. Like that's, when I'm around my family, it's still the same person. I don't switch my personality in different environments. The same energy you see here, you're going to see outside the door. You're going to see it everywhere I go. I recently started riding a bicycle, which has really channeled my childhood days because when I was a child, my sister and I would share a bike and it was a rally bike. she was the older one, and then of course I was too short for the bike, so I could just get the lifts on the bike. And now I have like this lilac rally bike that my parents gifted me for Christmas. I was like, gifting your adult child a bicycle for Christmas is probably the best thing you could do. And yeah, now I'm like just doing a cross train. I'm just like the city girl on a bike, and I'll just go out there and I'll cycle 30 kilometers for fun after running a long run the day before. And yeah.
So do you ever feel like you have to fill your cup, or?
No, I feel like my cup is overflowing all the time, although it can get draining. And then there's some times where I'm like, I have all this energy, and then there's just this one, and then everyone just comes with everything, and I'm just like, whoa, I actually need to start, booking. I work strictly by a calendar. The one thing that running has taught me is to be disciplined and consistent. So I've been disciplined in my work, disciplined in my personal life, disciplined with myself, disciplined with everything that I do, that now when I do things, I find that I can't do one thing without doing the other, and I need to follow a strict plan or a certain way that I do things. Because if I don't, then I'm like, it's because I didn't do that this didn't happen. So I do that all the time. I forgot what you asked.
So are you a creature of habit in terms of like?
Yes, I think, and I'm also a little bit OCD. I'm a big foodie. I love to cook. I really, I'm like really stuck in my way. Like Sundays are my days where I'm like, okay, between this hours, I have to cook. On a Monday, nobody can invite me out because that's running. If you have something, sorry, I have to run, I'll come after. If it's a Wednesday and I have something, I'm just like, no, sorry, that is the day I do this and that and after, where I was, I'm a yes man, and I had to become, I was in my 20s, was filled with like lots of life lessons and, different friends. And then when I got to 30, I was like, okay, time to put some walls up, some boundaries, because being a yes man, it makes you tired, and sometimes it works in your favor and other times not.
So if we consider like the 20s life lessons and the 30s boundaries, what's in store for the 40s?
Sure. No, I haven't thought that far out. I always said, I'm going to retire at 40. How? I don't know. Ask me how I'm going to retire at 40. I really don't know. Don't know how that's going to be possible. But I mentioned I'm a big foodie, and I had this idea of like owning a food truck and like just serving people food and coming up with like just different things. I also create content for work and for my personal life. I call it like average, I'm like an average runner with like average content. I think the one video that really broke me to go viral, I ended up on ridiculousness when MTV reached out to me, was when I bowled backwards. I didn't think the video would, catch that much attention. It now has 6.5 million views on TikTok. I aired on an episode of Ridiculousness, I think last year. And I think if people look at that video, they're like, that is so you, that is who I am. It's like I can walk outside right now and I'll fall off the pavement, and that is exactly me.
And then lastly, NaDINE, what's a sort of misconception that you had about yourself, or a belief that you previously had about yourself that you've recently learned is not true?
No, I don't know.
Or what's the biggest lesson you've learned about yourself this year so far?
I need to trust myself more, Like I always come across so confident and like know what to say, and then I just become like, when I'm behind camera, everyone's like, why don't you do all these things? And I'm like, behind, between the two of us, I'm just like, I have all this energy, and in the moment I get out there, then I'm just like frozen. Yeah, it's crazy actually. It's actually a funny story that in 2023, I was in this very studio for a hair shoot. And that was crazy. I mean, my hair was like some crazy color, and that was my my second hair shoot that I did. And when I saw that I was coming here again, I was like, this was just another example of all the full circle moments I've had in my life in the last 5 years.